Suarez bringing you the social media marketing last class. Woo! That's exciting. I know you guys are charged up to get this class over with and get into your summer break. Um, for those of you that are taking summer courses, I do teach a personal finance course as well. If you are interested, shoot me an email and I'll give you some more information. But for now, let's focus on social media marketing and let's get this finished up, okay? So what's been done? We already went through assignment 3 and 4, which was the burger industry analysis and the habit social media marketing strategy. So that those two items should be done. If not, you should be wrapping those up and letting me know that you're handing it in. And also, we should have quiz 2 done, which is social media marketing critical thinking. I'm going to be closing that today, so make sure that you get it done at least by midnight. All right. So what we've gone ahead and done is really reviewed as far as with hamburgers, the product portrayal, right? So every company has a product, a service, or an idea that they're trying to sell and get across to the consumer. And all these products identify one or multiple of the utilities that customers are looking for, right? So with respect to functional utility, that's really it serves a function within the life of a person, right? For example, cups, plates, knives are functional utilities that we use to eat food. Then there's the emotional utilities. Some of these items have emotional significance. They might be gifts for somebody's wedding or birthday or a special occasion. So they have emotional significance, and that's why consumers buy them. Or they might have a social utility like a phone, which allows us to connect to other people. Regardless of what the utility is, when it highlights all three, it answers a universal truth that human beings need resources, things. There are aspects of them that they are searching for, and as a business, they provide those things for them. Another way to think about this is by tying into all these utilities, they are trying to hit the buy button in the customer's heart or emotional strings and motivate them to do that. With respect to marketing, what we do is we approach those things in different ways. But because of the millions of ads that people are bombarded with, we have to develop strategies and ideas to approach those customers' needs. So what this class is really trying to do is show you how to go about doing that, how to go about exposing the products that appeal to those people's needs and really answer those problems that customers have and expose them to the best products, right? And what are the best products? They highlight one of these four things: price, convenience, innovation, and self-importance, right? So when you look at a product, let's say you're looking at the new Galaxy phone, right? You'll look at how much it costs, the price, how convenient or how easy it is to get the product. Are you going to buy it online or are you going to buy it at a store? How innovative is the product? Is the latest version? Is that one that you want? And how important does it make you feel? Because in reality, if you have a flip phone, it has the same function as any phone that you buy, but there is a difference between somebody that asks for your number if you're single and they pull out a flip phone and somebody that pulls out the most recent phone. It gives somebody an impression of importance. And the reality is, and this is kind of highlighted in multiple articles that we've read, is people don't buy just a product, they buy a lifestyle. Not only do companies provide the best service or the best option with regards to price and self-importance or what have you, what we discussed before, but they also are distinguished by the way that they operate. And the HBR article really highlights The Ultimate Marketing Machine really highlights how a lot of these companies think of marketing on all levels of their company, whether it's the sales piece all the way up to the production piece. They're thinking about how can we make this marketable and how can we expose this to the clients? Because nowadays, clients have so much information and so much access to knowledge. They actually want to know how these products are being built. They want to know how the company is being responsible with respect to the environment. They want to know that the company is donating to X and Y companies, because the clients and the customers now are more educated. And this has led to companies exposing and showing really the inner workings of their company. In fact, there's two facets to this, right? There are companies who are overperformers with respect to how they encompass marketing in their company, and how there are underperformers who don't do this necessarily as well. Therefore, it's important that marketers, people like us who have a marketing conscience or who have aspects of marketing learning and experience, to have a general understanding of the manner the business is run, right? Because if we're going to a company and we're doing the marketing for them, it's not just about here's the product, here's what it could do for you, let's run a TV ad, let's run a YouTube ad. It's more about we have to develop social media around what the brand is really about. Here you have another data point. The previous one was about how companies use their data to really bolster their campaigns. And here you see that purpose-based positioning boosts sales. And people who, they're, again, the overperformers who do this well and the underperformers who don't do this. And this again ties to the fact that purpose and lifestyle are what drives sales today. People don't buy a product just because of the utility anymore. It's because on some level it resonates with their self-importance, with their identity. The same article reaffirms that these brands that focus on purpose tie their product to a lifestyle choice, and they have seen an increase in sales. Now, according to the discipline of market leaders, this is a summary that I posted up for you guys. There's 3 strategies that prevail, right? The best cost products, the best product, and the best solutions. And this arena that these companies compete in are outlined by 4 rules for the market leaders. The first one is that if you're a market leader, you have to excel at least in one of these 3 dimensions, if not all 3, right? The second is you have to maintain a threshold of standards, right? And what this means is that there's a level of mediocrity that you don't want to hit as a company. And there's a level of excellence that you want to strive for, but you may not always get there. But maintaining the threshold allows you to be on a level that is reasonable enough to offer something of value to the consumer, but not charge them an arm and a leg to provide them that service or that product. The third piece is you have to dominate through innovation. So you have to always be looking for the next product. You have to be always researching, kind of taking a pulse to what the consumers want, but also have a vision of what they're going to want and already start looking for the best solution. And build a well-tuned operation machine. In order to build a well-tuned operation machine, you have to give the best solutions to a problem, because it's not just about here's my product, buy. You have to think about what is it that people are struggling with today? What is it that your consumers are struggling with today? And approach looking to solve that problem. Now, how this reflects with marketing is one and the same, because the previous article highlights that marketing is encompassed in all facets of the business, and consumers want to see or get a glimpse of what's going on. So as a marketer, you also have to operate in these 4 domains, right? because the company itself is operating in these 4 domains, and not doing that is not exposing how the company is doing that for the consumers, right? If you think about this, as a marketer, you yourself are the connection between what somebody needs today and what they will buy tomorrow. And as a marketer, you yourself could say that you have a goal or an obligation to these people, that if you know that this product is going to really benefit them and give them something of value, you have to expose it to them, and you have to, it's within your right to do your best job to do so. And not following these rules is a detriment to you, right? Not only to the company. So it's important to kind of take this into account moving forward. There are 3 operating models highlighted by the same book, right? And the 3 are operational excellence, product leaders, and customer intimacy. Operational excellence really highlights the fact that the company is going above and beyond to make sure that they're efficient and effective in getting the right products to the right products and the best products to the customer. And the primary purpose of this is to really motivate their clients to be their advocates for their product. Now, when you build a product that has consistency, dependability, value, and durability, clients are more likely to recommend this to their friends. The way to think of this is, and the example that they give is, for example, Toyota builds some of the best cars on the market for the value that they have. And I know, me personally, my father had a Toyota, and he said when I was buying my car, if you're going to get a new car, get a Toyota, because they are good, dependable cars. And lo and behold, I bought a Toyota. Now, what does this mean for the car company? They know that because of the way they build and the effectiveness and the efficiency that in how they build it, that's going to motivate other people to have brand loyalty. As a marketer, there are ways to incentivize this, and they have incentivized this, right? Because they give coupons for inviting a friend, or what they'll do is buy one, a guest comes in free, and that's really to motivate people to say that, oh, this is a great product, come try it out, to really, enjoy and also get new clientele. The second piece is product leaders, and the way I think about this is, these are companies that are always on the forefront when developing their product. An example that I know everybody knows is iPhone. iPhone is always on the forefront when it comes to new phones. They're always developing a new version of their iPhone, and they're always putting it out. So to some people, this might be annoying, because as soon as you buy an iPhone, there's already a new version coming out. But this is tied into the lifestyle and self-importance of people who want to go ahead and have the newest product and the newest innovation, right? So these are products that appeal to them. As a marketer, you want to highlight that these new products are the top of the line, excellent, and show it off. I know one of the students showed, when we were reviewing different social media campaigns or social media ads, that the Galaxy teased the new iPhone because of some of the features and how it wasn't waterproof, that he had to get a new phone. And he finally switched over to the Galaxy. But what was the marketer appealing to? It was appealing to the fact that the Galaxy is an innovator and a product leader when compared to its competitor, the iPhone, right? So those are product leaders. And then customer intimacy really ties into the idea of how customers don't just buy products, they buy solutions. Therefore, customer service is oriented towards giving the customer the full experience, not just the product. An example of this, IBM does a really good job. If you buy Keurig, for example, which is the coffee maker, you call their customer service, any issue that you have with the Keurig, they figure out a solution. And if they can't figure out a solution, get this, they'll send you a new one for free. which is, unheard of. But it's because they understand that by taking care of their customers, they have a revenue stream and a revenue model that works for them. And Keurig is very smart because not only do they make money on their machine, they make more money on their pods because it's a consistent revenue stream. All these things tie into the marketing we do and how you as a marketer want to approach developing marketing strategies. Now, why this matters to you is primarily, the first one is for those of you looking for employment in the marketing industry. A lot of them are going to ask you, what is it that you feel you could bring to the table when it comes to marketing for our company? And if you come in saying the generic, I'm a hard worker, I learned really quickly, I know what I could do, and I won't let you down. This is something that I could definitely take advantage of and make the most of. That's just gonna kind of be like, all right, I've heard this before, and you don't have me interested, right? Now, when you come in as a marketer and you say your business does X, Y, and Z, I understand that that some of the key operations are very important to developing the best products or developing the most value or appealing to the customer's need for a solution. As a marketer, I want to highlight that, not just with TV ads and movie ads and magazine ads, but on social media. I want to make sure that the content we develop shows that the brand is the best brand and the best solution for the clients. That, I think, is a better answer, and that, I think, is more likely to get you higher than just kind of saying the generic answer, right? The other piece, if you're planning on being a business owner, it's at this point in time, it's crucial that you develop the know-how and the ability to share the right information with clients and make them a part of the marketing experience or the creation experience, right? And being experts at doing this is not only going to increase your sales, but also reduce your costs for marketing, because the content isn't just going to come from you, but come from your clients as well. And lastly, it's very important when it comes to marketing yourself, finding out what people are saying about you, what people need from you, and what businesses need from you can help you to negotiate the best deals for you and get paid for what it is you are efficient at, good at, and what people need from you, right? So understanding that marketing is not just what people see, but it's also what you do, your actions, and what people want to be a part of in your life. That really allows you to be an effective blogger and also an effective salesperson. So what needs to be done as far as the class? So we have a final exam coming up next week, and I'm going to post up a discussion board, very simple. What I want you guys to do is to talk about what you guys learned in the class, what you guys are going to take away, and keep it succinct. It doesn't have to be a book, but make it valuable, quality over quantity, right? So let's go ahead and go over what's going to be on the final exam, right? Okay, so the final exam is going to be a 50-question timed exam, right? It's going to be cumulative, so we're going to have everything on exam one, and it's going to include also the Harvard Business Review articles, the Get Abstract, the Discipline of Market Leaders article, Go Mobile Chapter 9, and Social Media Bible, the top 50 tips for blogging, Chapter 22, Chapter 23, and Chapter 24. This Harvard Business Review article talks about what creativity looks like. The title is What Creativity Looks Like. And the two things that I want you guys to take away is customer-centric approach and how to turn everyone into advocates. So the customer-centric approach refers to the holistic approach. Instead of honing in on customer segments, which is what a lot of companies used to do, they take an end-to-end approach, which means that they focus on production, customer sales, customer receiving the product, using it, approaching customer service if there's a problem. And what's interesting is this isn't the first time we've seen this. Like I said before, the summary of what market leaders, the discipline of market leaders, they take a customer-centric approach. This article just coins a phrase to address what that is called. The second piece is how to turn everyone into an advocate. Instead of just kind of using a very focused advertising method, inspiration is the most effective way to motivating customer engagement. And looking for artistic ways to do this is really how you develop advocates for your product. In other articles, we highlight some of the different approaches that customers take as far as branding and turning customers into advocates. Next article is how budgeting is killing your strategy. So the way you want to think about strategy based on this article is it's your argument for why, it explains how, and gives the steps to what you are going to do, versus a budget which is focused on a longer time frame and is more financially oriented to funding these things. And when it comes to finance, it's a different function altogether. And really what defines its success is KPIs. And what KPI is a key performance indicator. It is a metric for measuring success. Metric as in a number, a value, or a qualifier, something that can be measured to determine success, right? Whereas the strategy, the success is determined, again, it can be determined by metrics, but it's determined when you actually accomplish the goals that you set out to do, right? And this article really defines the difference and the importance of separating each one when you are planning a strategy and a course of action to take. Now, 3 good questions for developing strategy that comes from this article. It's what has been done, what do we want to be as a company, and what is our path for getting there? And that's an important thing to take into account when we're doing the final exam. Now, when it comes to the article, Discipline of a Market Leader, aside from what we already highlighted, it's important to take note of the 3 strategies and outcomes, which are they're the same thing, right? And those already discussed. The 4 rules that market leaders should follow, that's also been discussed, and the 3 operational models, which has also been discussed. The next article is The Branding in the Age of Social Media, and this was written by Douglas Hall. And it highlights how branding has changed from being oriented towards sponsorship and using the art forms to really advertise a product, or tying it into a set of values that people identify with, and more towards injecting yourself into the culture and the social network that is already at large. And a form of branding which breaks away from cultural convention and finding new ideology is really the branding that you want to have. You want to target these networks and fans and enthusiasts because, like the previous article before, these are going to be your advocates. And diffusing the ideology through art of social media, or the art in social media, is an innovative and creative way, and also the most effective way to do so. So crowd culture, right, that's highlighted in here, is really a reference to the group of people or social network that is coming together around an idea or ideology. And cultural branding is the process of using what we were just discussing, the form of branding that's injecting Cultural branding. This is the definition I want you guys to have. A form of branding which breaks away from cultural convention by finding a new ideology, targeting networks of fans and enthusiasts, and diffusing the ideology through art or social media in an innovative and creative way. That is cultural branding. And that's what the whole article is about. And that is how I want you guys to see it. It is the way to brand in today's social networking driven economy. Now, will that change in the future? If you're following what's going on in Facebook, probably. But for the exam, this is what you want to remember, okay? Chapter 8, right, of Go Mobile textbook. So I want you guys to look into the benefits of mobile marketing. This could encompass mobile phones, the fact that mobile phones are a personal device that people are always carrying and has a built-in payment system. These are just some of the advantages of having a mobile marketing campaign. Some of the more negative aspects of it is how sometimes it could be cumbersome to navigate very complicated pages, how some phones have different operating systems, and the aspect of privacy and how some clients would like to maintain that privacy. But all in all, sometimes it's a win-lose situation, but if the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, depending on what you're marketing, looking at mobile marketing is always a good option. And finally, the steps on how to develop a marketing campaign, which we're going to go over. So some of the steps we followed, we kept it 3 steps as far as when we were doing the campaign within class, but in most cases, what we're trying to do is research, define, identify, and devise, right? So the research encompasses developing analysis, excuse me, on the environment and internal processes of the company. This is the research pieces where the SWOT analysis would take place, right? Defining the objectives is really defining the goals associated with the marketing campaign. Identifying the target audience is really identifying the fringes that you want to market to make it more appealing. And then devising a campaign strategy is really figuring out how to really encompass some of the aspects that we talked about, cultural branding, right? Developing marketing that is driven around all aspects of the business, giving insight to the client on the company, and also allowing them the opportunity to have a voice and state their opinions on the company, and also incentivizing some aspects of the products that you're selling, right? All these things are encompassed in the steps that we discussed here, but it's important to know the specific steps for the final exam. And lastly, we get into social media Bible. So we did go over the 50 tips for blogging. Some of the most important ones I feel, and you may feel too because of the final, are number 2, number 4, number 5, number 18, number 25, number 38, number 42, number 46, and number 50. Now, I'm not going to get into it specifically right now for sake of time, but again, it's number 2, number 4, number 5, number 18, number 25, number 38, number 42, number 46, and number 50. Those are the ones that are very important for the final, right? The book highlights WordPress as a holy grail for SEOs, but it's really an understanding of the algorithms that search engines go by. And it's highlighted in one of the chapters, SEOs, and they are search engine optimizations, right? And these are really an understanding of the algorithms that search engines go by and using tools to optimize how many times you come up. an example would be if you wanted your website or your YouTube video to show up when somebody Googled lemonade, right? You'd be competing with Rihanna's lemonade. So what you would have to do is associate another aspect of the video, right, for people who are specifically looking for your product or your ad or what you wanna get to people. So figuring that out, developing the page or the website or the content to be search engine optimized is an aspect that you want to look into, right? But this book does say that that is an important piece. He actually went ahead and deleted his whole corporate page to do that. There are easier ways to do that, believe me. And then the social media trinity is blogging, microblogging, and social network. And the book highlights aspects of these things that are important to take away with respect to what you do in social media. But really, some of the key tips from these chapters is making sure that blogging includes YouTube, writing, ebooks, but in general, just creating, developing content. Microblogging is Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, but it's brief updates, consistent updates to your constituents. And lastly, social networks are just the connections we make with the world around us. But it's really the crowd culture that was highlighted in the Harvard Business Review. That's who we want to be connecting with. So any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to email me at your earliest convenience. I just want to make sure I got this up for you guys before the final exam. Please make sure that if you hadn't done the assignments yet, to get that to me as soon as possible and let me know that you're still working on it. Again, this is Professor Suarez. It was a pleasure teaching you guys, and I hope to hear about your successes in the future. Take care and have a blessed day.